So it's about 10 a.m. and I'm getting pretty hungry. So we should probably find something to eat. Ooh, jackpot. So I've been living on campus for about a semester now, squatting here. Like a lot of students, I blew a lot of money living in the dorms and couldn't wait to get out into Laramie and live there. It just seemed like a better situation. But it's not all it's cracked up to be. You know, it is cheaper, but you got to deal with landlords. I like to call them slumlords. And they'll just kind of nickel and dime you for everything you have. They will take your deposit. They won't fix your plumbing or your heat, even if it's the winter. They don't take care of other things like pests. I had to get a cat just to take care of mice. It's a bad situation. So leftover food is great, but it's usually kind of just the garbage that RSOs use to draw in students. If you want to eat a little bit better, something I've found is department break rooms have way better food. So if we just take a look in here, we've got, well, poor Jimmy John's. Looks like we've got some vegetable pasta, some chicken nuggets, some broccoli. See, so you can get like all of your veggies here. So when you're squatting on campus, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to sleep the whole night through. So you got to find, you're getting chased off at night by UW PD, other kind of security people. So you've got to find a way to take naps during the day. So it's technically possible to get a roof over your head in Laramie. But that means you're going to have to be paying one of these slumlords I was talking about. And a lot of these houses that they have, you know, they were built in the 60s or the 70s or sometimes even like the 30s or 40s. And they do not keep those places up. They're falling apart. They've got mold. You know, one place I moved into had a window well that was just full of dead squirrels. I'm not making that up. It was just full of dead squirrels. And it took them several weeks to take care of that. They also kind of have a habit of charging you for things that were broken when you moved in. Yeah, it's just generally a bad situation. So after a nice nap at Co-Library, I like to come get clean, and thankfully that's one of the easier things to do on campus. Half Acre has its own showers, and with a student ID, they're available to you. So I'm gonna go do that right now. If you follow me into the gym, it kind of gives my game up, so maybe just stand out here, shoot some scenery. I'll be back in a little bit.
No, it's not legal to squat on campus, and probably not great for the person doing it. Campus isn't really set up for long-term living outside of the dorms. I mean, there are plenty of restaurants and, of course, the store in the Union, but we aren't giving out food for free. I understand that the housing situation in Laramie isn't ideal, but it doesn't really matter. Why are you asking these questions? Do you know about something going on? You need to tell me if you know about something that's going on.
Now, some student IDs are pretty special. If you're able to grab one that belongs to a graduate assistant, you'll be able to get in certain buildings after hours when they don't want you to. So, got a media writing GA here, so we should be able to get into Ross Hall. And they probably won't notice it's missing for like a few days, so yeah, at that point I would say find a new one, find a new building, find a new GA. So as you can see, we've got a pretty good setup here. There's a sink in here. I could wash some clothes. There's a desktop computer so I can check Facebook, maybe do some homework. And the thing I'm really excited about is this couch here. This is gonna be my bed tonight. It's gonna be a nice night. I might be pioneering this whole squatting on campus thing, but I'm not the first one to point out the housing situation in Laramie. The city council actually was looking at this about a year ago, and they started looking at potentially putting housing standards in place, kind of regulations that landlords would have to follow. And they were pretty simple regulations, basically once a year inspections, and realty companies would have to get a license to operate. Now, I had a waiting job downtown, and I had to get an alcohol serving license just to serve the occasional beer with someone's dinner. So I don't think it's really that crazy to ask realty companies to get a license when they're providing houses for people, especially houses that might collapse, or that could just be health hazards. Really doesn't seem that wild, but at least it doesn't seem that wild to me. But it did seem that wild to the realtors and the slumlords, and they fought it in city council. And the standards were defeated, a really close 5-4 vote. And it's pretty sketchy because there were definitely people on the city council with connections to real estate holdings that did not recuse themselves. But maybe that's a topic for another time. I definitely suggest you give this a try. Pilfer what you can, take advantage of this large, cozy university that's empty all night. Yeah, just give it a try. I mean, I guess that would be kind of hard if you had someone you had to take care of, like a sibling or a kid, or if you had to work around the clock to pay tuition or food or send money back to your family. So yeah, I guess it wouldn't work for everyone. You know, if you think about it, really the only way we can fix it would be to build a whole new kind of community here, really throw out what we have, tear it all down, and build something new from the rubble. I mean, it sounds kind of drastic, but I guess it's that, or just students starving and freezing to death at night.